Before I get started, if you happen to like movies, trailer reactions, Funko, subscription boxes, and collectibles, then hit that subscribe button now, cause I have all that on my channel. Don't forget to turn the bell icon on so you know when I post another video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be discussing some possible Avengers 4 plot details and theories that I came up with, and also some other ones that I've heard of. So let's get to it. If you noticed, in Infinity War, only the newer Avengers were killed off, and all the OGs still remained. So my guess is they're going to have one big last ride in Avengers 4. This could very well be some of the original Avengers' last movie, because some of them have contract endings. A lot of them are going on to do other projects, and Chris Evans has gone on to say that he wants to start directing movies. Maybe also too, we could actually see some of the deaths of the original Avengers. For example, Iron Man or Captain America. In the comics, Ronin is an alias that is used by multiple characters. It was leaked in some Avengers 4 set pictures that Hawkeye could be donning a new uniform. The new uniform bears a striking resemblance to the Ronin uniform, at least the leg armor that is shown. So, is it possible that in Avengers 4 we could see Hawkeye become Ronin? In Infinity War, Doctor Strange claimed that he saw over 14 million different futures, only to see that there was only one where the Avengers succeed. Whenever Doctor Strange gives up the Time Stone, he says there was no other way. What if the reason he gave up the Time Stone was because he had to do so because that was the one successful future that would play out? It was a little strange to see Doctor Strange give up the Time Stone when he said before to Tony Stark that he said if it came to saving him and Peter, that he would not hesitate to let them die to protect the stone. Also too, what if Tony Stark is the key to restoring what happened? Doctor Strange was not hesitant when it came to giving up the Time Stone right before Thanos was going to kill him. So maybe Tony Stark will be the key or have a big sacrifice to defeat Thanos and save the universe. What if the only way to make the events of Infinity War not happen is to go back in time and make sure they don't happen at all? Set photo leaks shows a couple of Avengers in their original costumes from their first Avengers movie. They're also wearing some kind of device on their wrist. Possible time traveling devices maybe? They share a striking resemblance similar to Cable's time traveling device in Deadpool 2. Or could it be an alternate dimension? The comics have alternate dimensions, so they could start doing that in Avengers 4. Or, what if Avengers 4 takes place many years in the future after everyone is coping with the loss? A couple of casting calls show that we might be getting older versions of some characters. For example, a teenage Cassie Lang has been casted for Avengers 4. So that can prove that this takes place many years later in the future. Tony Stark's barf technology was introduced in Captain America Civil War. He was able to relive past events. So instead of time travel, what if they used the barf technology? they could possibly relive the events of the first Avengers film or other events that happened in the MCU to get a new perspective on things and how to defeat Thanos. In the Infinity War after credit scene, Captain Marvel was teased. So, can we expect Captain Marvel to play a big part in Avengers 4? Maybe she'll become the most powerful character in MCU, and she could be the one to defeat Thanos. A new theory that I read up on the other day has a connection with Doctor Strange that's kind of interesting. In the theory, it talks about how Doctor Strange can make an appearance in the Captain Marvel movie. As the theory explains, Doctor Strange gives Thanos the Time Stone in exchange for Tony Stark's life. But before that, he used the Time Stone to look into the future and saw one future where they win. What if he controlled time at that point to set up the future? The quoted text in the theory says, Doctor Strange knows what happens in the future. He sets it up, in fact. He knows that Thanos had to snap his fingers at the exact right time and under all these certain conditions for them to win. He's setting up Captain Marvel's return to Earth. He'll appear in the Captain Marvel movie and tell Fury it is vital for him to carry around with him the pager to contact Captain Marvel. Nick Fury, knowing about Stephen Strange, lists him as an ally to S.H.I.E.L.D., which of course is how Hydra knows about him, despite him being a neurosurgeon. Anyone who is an ally of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a threat to Hydra, which is why his name was mentioned in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, as being a threat to Hydra. Doctor Strange warns him of an event in the future, referring to the people turned into dust without warning. This is why Fury's instant reaction to seeing Maria Hill turn to ash was to run to the pager. But what Doctor Strange didn't mention was the fact that he does not survive, hence the mother at the very end. We should also take note that the way he says it isn't panicked or scared. He's confident that Doctor Strange knows what he's doing. I thought this was an interesting theory, as it does make sense. The quantum realm plays a part in Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, and Captain Marvel. Doctor Strange could have done a lot more than just look into the future and put his faith in Tony Stark. He could have set up the whole future. Is it possible that Iron Man could wield the Infinity Gauntlet in Avengers 4? It happened in the comics. So it could be possible that Iron Man wields the Infinity Gauntlet and maybe restores what happened in Infinity War. Or maybe have the final blow against Thanos. It makes sense that the one that started the MCU will be the one to make the big move to save it. Or maybe the big sacrifice. In the comics, Nebula wields the Infinity Gauntlet. She undoes Thanos' actions and restores all the lives that were lost. She wields the gauntlet to banish Thanos so that she could conquer the universe herself. So, could we possibly see that in Avengers 4? In case you don't remember, in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, Groot was able to grow back after dying when only a small part of him was still around. The Guardians were able to plant that small part of Groot, and he grew back. Which brings me to this point. There's still a part of Groot that survived the events of Infinity War. If you remember that Groot sacrificed his arm so that Thor's new weapon, Stormbreaker, could have a handle. On the handle, you can see a leaf which signifies life and the possibility of Groot coming back. So, do you think we could see Groot come back in Avengers 4? In the comics, inside the Soul Stone, there exists another dimension known as Soul World. What if nobody actually died, but are just trapped inside the Soul Stone? The remaining Avengers figure it out and try to get everyone back. Or, what could happen is that everyone stays inside Soul World, and it could look exactly like the MCU universe already. The heroes inside the Soul World could form the new Avengers and act as the protectors of Soul World from potential threats. This could very well be the direction they go, as it's being set up for the newer Avengers to take over for the older ones. But that's some theories that I was able to come up with. What do y'all guys think? Leave down in the comments below if there's any other theories y'all think could happen in Avengers 4. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on so you know when I post another video. I got other Avengers videos and other kinds of videos on my channel, so go check them out. But that's all I got for you guys. I'll see y'all later.